Good morning. Hi, how are we doing today, guys? Brittany here. Hi, and this is day 4. Already day 4 of our 5-day facials expression challenge. So facials 5-day challenge, sorry. And we are going to keep going. So today is day 4 of the facials 5-day challenge. So if you've been following along so far, first we started with talking about the habits of what our face naturally does. Then we went into how our posture affects our stage presence, because you can't look smiley and super confident if you're like this. It gets creepy. We don't want to confuse our judges. We don't want to confuse our audience. Everything has to be cohesive, be put together. Then, hi Lisa, hi, welcome. And then yesterday we were talking about the mirror challenge. So that's when you stripped away all the choreography and it was just you and your phone or you and your mirror, only over exaggerating these facial expressions. So just push play with your music and get silly. The sillier you can get, the more confident you're going to be later on down the road when we have to put all the pieces back together. So I hope you did that mirror challenge yesterday. Maybe do it again today. Maybe try it with another routine and come back to this one so you can play with the difference of it. Like sometimes if we're doing a really serious piece and then we try that with a different, less serious piece or more joyful piece, maybe it can help us lighten up a little bit to be able to find different and more creative, exaggerated facial expressions. Okay, so today we are talking about the levels of expression. Levels of expression. If you want to follow along, feel free to go grab your worksheet. It is brittanynoeltemeyer.com/challenge4. All right, so that's, if you've missed any of the last couple days, same pattern. My name, brittanynoeltemeyer.com/challenge and the number of the day. So challenge the number 4. So today we are talking about the levels of expression. So if you have ever heard from judges or maybe from your teachers, we need to see at least 3 different stage expressions. We need to see 3 different smiles. So if we're doing a dance and maybe our child or you has a smile plastered on like this, and we're doing our dance and we have this weird plastic face, and as we get into it more and more, the face drops. So maybe we start happy and then it drops and drops, and then we go here, and then we remember for the ending pose. Right. So that's what we're going to talk about. So if you, I was listening to this feedback the other day of someone saying, make sure you have at least 3 expressions in a routine. And that's what I always say when I'm judging as well. But even that's kind of like the most basic level of what we need to do. Okay. So right now, if you are plastic smiling, we have to find at least 3 different smiles. And we have a whole range of smiles, right? We have just a smile with the mouth closed. We have, I have a worksheet on with podcast episode number 45 that I think is ideal for this. I'll link it after I'm done here. But where it talks about, it's like pictures of emojis of how your smile can look. Okay, so we have just the closed teeth. We have the wide open, like picture all the emojis right now. The wide open, like laugh smile. And then we have our regular teeth smile that maybe you do for most of your like pictures. Okay, so there are 3 smiles, like solemn smile, teeth smile, and laugh big smile. Okay, I know it gets like crazy when we're just talking about it like this, but this is what you have to do to start to get more comfortable on stage. It doesn't just magically happen. You have to practice it. You have to practice it. Even me, facials have always come a little bit more naturally to me than others, but I still was extremely worried about what people thought about me in class. Like I tried to play that confident card, like, oh, I don't care, but I still saw the Snickers on the side and this and that, like the bullying you might talk about in dance class. Yes, I had that too. We all experienced that, but I was brave. I choose to be brave. I choose to be brave, and I encourage you to choose to be brave so that, we all want to score higher, right? We all want to be better, but the stuff holding us down in the classroom is, what do our classmates think? What do they think of us? Do I look silly? Do I look stupid? And the truth is, what looks more stupid? Being engaged like this or this? Okay. So if you've grabbed your worksheet, let's talk about the level of expression. So we've talked about 3 smiles, okay? We've got closed mouth, we have teeth, and we have the laughing emoji, okay? Then we have like the laugh with the tilt. Just look through your keyboard of all your different emojis. See, we can do plenty. But imagine now, so we're gonna go on, this is a little bit more in depth. So we've got our 3 facials. So if you weren't doing that before, you need those, beginning, middle, end, yeah? But now, imagine if we choreograph that in, great, we have that first smile, and then at 35 seconds, that's when we do our teeth smile, and then at the last 30 seconds, we do open smile. Okay, that transition is going to feel awkward and weird. Step 1, that's where we want to start. But now what we really want to do is we want to think of those expressions changing like the volume dial on a stereo system. And like, what kind of speaker do you have? We have a volume dial in my living room. And if you are, if the music starts, let's say we're posed like this, and then all of a sudden we blast it, the whole audience is going to go, whoa! Okay, now that is with their ears. They're hearing that blast at them, but it's the same thing with your expression. So if we go from nothing to power, it gives us that shock of, oh, that's not a good shock. That is a, ow, that hurt my ears type of shock. So let's say it like this, ow, that hurt my eyes type of shock. Which is a little bit like, I don't mean, wow, that hurt my eyes, but I'm just trying to compare the two of like why that would be so intense with that change. So we want to use the volume dial, okay? So let's say we're about to get into a bigger, let's say more excited, then as we're getting into that, we want to let our expressions grow and grow so that now we're at the peak and we are here living for this moment, making the audience want to go, yes, and start clapping along, because that's like the big joyful moments, okay? When you get your audience up and clapping. So now let's talk about if we have a sad song, okay? I see this all the time with age 13 to 14-year-old category in the lyrical and contemporary section. So we can't just have 3 minutes of angst, people. We can't just have 3 minutes of furrowed eyebrow. Oh, it hurt so bad. I was so in love, and now my heart is broken. Okay, we get tired of that, right? So that's why we have to have the arc, the storytelling. Otherwise, it just all feels cringy, okay? So in our sad songs, we need to have those moments of like, maybe loss, of hope, of love, of sadness, I was going to say loss again, but actually that probably would be like where it would end, right? Where we have that loss. So if you have, if you're working with a sad or a lyrical song like that, I think so many times we believe that we can't ever have a smile, we can't ever be happy, but the truth is, to feel sadness, you had to have felt happiness. Right? We can't just be sad only and sad, 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 because then you wouldn't know any different. Okay, so a lot of times, if we can find that moment of like hope, smile, connection here, and then it will be so much more impactful when we go into the angst, disgust, frustrating moments, because you've told your audience, I once had this and now I'm really mad that I don't have it. Whereas, oh, I kind of did this once, but now I'm still like, I just kind of wish I still did that. See how that's very flat? It's very flat. And so that's why today we want to work with that volume dial. So, in our little worksheets here, okay, I gave you a little example of hot chili peppers. Okay, is our hot chili pepper like just a little bit spicy? Is it a little like gentle with a smile, gentle with our sadness, gentle with like a little bit of hope? Or is it 5 chili peppers? It's really hot. It's really spicy. It is really mad, or it is really excited. We are so excited that we are the crying emoji with the head tilt. Okay, or are we this one? So which emoji are you? Now, so we talked about the step 1, step 2. Basically, if you go through the worksheet, it talks about how did it make you feel? What did you notice? And if you're still feeling pretty uncomfortable, do it again. Do it again. You're supposed to be silly. you like your song, you chose, like this music is chosen for a great reason. Listen to your song, fix it. And you know what? If you're like tired of your song right now, do it to a different song. Play your friend's solo that you're like, oh, I just love that one. And try to see what you would do if you were performing to their song. Okay. Then now you have your solo. We have to have those levels of expression. Is this making sense? Anybody have any questions so far? And then, okay, so now I'm going to go to page 2 because I'm kind of giving you an overview of what you have to do. Now you're like, okay, cool. That sounds great. But how do I just magically know what that's supposed to feel like, what I'm supposed to do? Okay, so look, your choreographer, almost every dance has the same pattern. It starts small, it gets really big, it gets bigger, and then it comes back down again, but not as down as we were in the beginning. Okay, so we're here, we get big, we get bigger, and then we come down to conclude the story. So I can almost guarantee you that you need to be chili pepper 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. Okay, there's your pattern. 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, depending on your song. Almost every song. Yeah, almost every song. It's the pattern of music. It's the pattern of dancing. So since that is how our music is, that's probably how your choreographer gave you your steps, your movement. So your movement is not going to start like kick, jump, flip, turn, unless it's like a quick, surprising moment, but it's probably gentle in the intro. Then our movements get bigger, more exaggerated. Then they get really big. It's probably where we throw like our big leaps or you probably have a big jump there. Okay, you do. And then we come down into our ending pose. So now that we know that's the arc of what our music is doing, that's the arc of what our dance steps are doing. So then that's the arc of what our expression should be doing. All right. Hope you're following along. I love this lesson for you. So I hope you can start to connect some of these moments. So finally in the worksheet, and this is the last point I'm going to touch on. If you have any questions, please just comment on this video or inside our Facebook page. And I would love to answer. So now you have to apply it to your solo. I've given you the pattern, but maybe we got to start a little bit smaller, right? That's the overview of like how we could really master this. So how do we start? Pick 1 8 count, just 1 8 count. It can be, try to do something other than run, leap, down. Okay. But pick an 8 count. And then what is the main emotion of this section? You could draw it right now with an emoji. Smiley face, smiley crying face, sad. Okay. Where are you at there? And then what intensity level best fits it? Where's your chili pepper? Is it a 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 being the smallest, 5 being hot, spicy, fire, on fire. And then finally practice that 8 count with different intensity levels to see what feels best. Okay? Try to take your biggest 8 count of your routine and put a small chili pepper face with it. It might feel like you're doing this thing because it just doesn't connect. You might start to find those moments where it makes more sense, it feels better in your body to let this match the movement you're already doing, rather than trying to go and leaping your face off and flipping into your back handsprings, but then we're still uncomfortable plastic face. Okay, don't be uncomfortable plastic Barbie. I believe in you. And I will catch you tomorrow in our final day of this 5-day challenge. Make sure that you've signed up for the boot camp. Yeah, boot camp closes on Saturday. So boot camp will be the same pattern as this. We'll be going Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and it'll be nice, long, in-depth lessons like this, but then a little bit more detail for your specific music. So how it'll work is you'll submit your song, and then we will be talking about what your expression should be and how you can actually finally start to make that happen. So the question I hear all the time from kids and from even adults, right? Like, what should my facial expression be? What should my face be? And if you don't know that answer, if it's not already coming naturally to you, then you probably should stay in there with me, okay? It is too important for you to keep ignoring it. We spend way too much time, way too much money on the dance steps, on our technique, on our musicality, that this often gets overlooked. Or our teachers say, oh, well, either you've got it or you don't. No, that's not true at all. I learned how to do this. I was strong in high school, but college, I was like, oh, this is how it works, because I started getting a grade for what this was doing. So and I like to get A's, okay? I was talking about my one college professor. People would complain. She either likes you or you don't. Well, she liked me because she wanted us to perform in ballet class, and I wanted an A. It's not that difficult. So it's what gets you to follow the rules, or what gets you inspired, what gets you to finally come out of your shell and make your facial expressions happen. So if you haven't already registered for the boot camp, the link is in our page, but I'll again attach it here. 3 days next week to apply it to your solo. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the final day of this Facials 5-Day Challenge, and good luck. Please let me know how your progress is going, what is still challenging you, but maybe some of those like, oh, I got this along the way. Okay, see you tomorrow.